What's up, everybody? It's Young Black Jedi back with, you guessed it, another video. Yeah, we're outside. Look how beautiful the church is behind me. It's real nice. I decided to take Nadua for a walk, and it's been nice. It's been really nice. It's just been kind of just sitting out here in the common area of my town, and just hear the birds chirping, and hearing the different sounds and things of that nature, and really just seeing the leaves on the trees again is nice. But it's a nice little change of scenery that I needed. It's interesting how like you just can get outside and change your viewpoint just a little bit. Nadua, and just by getting outside shifts your whole perspective a little bit more, which is dope. So it's like I've been just enjoying that the weather's getting better, and being able to be outside and being able to just enjoy nature more. Like you realize how cooped up in the winter we all are. So it's nice to be outside. Yeah, but just like, comment, subscribe if you're interested in this sort of content. Definitely helps with the algorithm. I appreciate all you guys who are watching and tuning into me, and watching the channel grow has been dope. And I've just hit 1,200 subscribers, so I'm very thankful, very thankful. I'm very thankful for the the support and the love that I'm receiving from the channel. And being able to put my heart into this is really the most important thing. And I'm really thankful that like we can start building a group of like-minded individuals. And again, I still have some things that I have to invest in, but I am going to start a group on here so that we can start all getting together and cooperating and building like a new structure, you know what I mean, and being able to connect with each other wherever we're at in the world. It's important for us to really break the enchantment of the disenchantment, and then have to be able to really see through on a deeper level as to where our world is and where it's heading, and I'm just really thankful that as a man, just being able to step more into my masculine frame in a world that is, especially in a particular culture like the West, that's not hasn't been as friendly of it, for quite some time. And you kind of see what's happened to a lot of men that have a lot of power in the West. And I'm just going to use Shannon Sharpe as an example. Like, it's a tough thing, and it's like it can lead you not to not want to date a woman or be with a woman because of certain allegations that can happen and that have happened. And not even to just men like Shannon Sharpe. He has money, so it's like what happened to a lot of men who don't have money, So it's like, for me, that one thing I've been, focusing on is like having a better relationship with myself. So then like the relationships that I have with women that are, in my circle are healthier and better, and start attracting better, healthier, not just women, but just people in general, And I think that like that's where for me, I'm starting to see it as a lot different, and in terms of how I'm maturing and stuff like that, wanting a relationship with people on a healthier note versus an unhealthy relationship that has no boundaries, and we're all just crossing each other's boundaries, and it can become toxic after a while, So overall, I think that's something that as I get older, I'm continuously like focusing on more and more and more is how can I have a better relationship with myself, right? How can I connect deeper to myself, right? Without abandoning myself. Because like in the past, it's something that I've dealt with. It's just like, okay, like I start abandoning myself more and more and more, and I start losing myself more and more and more to these older habits, and the relationship with myself gets worse and worse and worse, and then I start attracting relationships with people who also are not going to be healthy and beneficial to my development in my future and the things that I truly desire at a soul level, you know what I mean? And I think understanding that relationship and dynamic with my own feminine, like within myself, my own heart, has I've yielded better results, I should say, with just the people that come into my life. Oh, that was a bird just shat right there. Thank God it didn't get to me, but thank you, God. And like that's yielded the best results, you know what I mean? Kind of just allowing myself to feel myself on a deeper level. And then that in turn will allow for me to attract people who feel a certain way about themselves on a deeper level, and and have that deeper connection with themselves, you know what I'm saying? And then the world just brightens up, you know? So that's really the name of where I'm at and what it is that I'm trying to, you know, accomplish in my life. It's just like quality relationships with all the things in my life that I have, not even just with people, but just the relationship that I have even with like my dog, right? Or the relationship that I have with my community, the relationship, like, you know, the land that I live on, things like that. Like just being more intentional in these relationships, and first starting with myself, and then that in turn allows, that grows, you know, for that from within really blossoms and sprouts, you know, out into the world that we live in. So yeah, if you're interested in this kind of content, man, like, comment, subscribe, share it. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'll be back with another video later. Thanks again. Love you so much. May the force be with you. Peace.